Welcome back folks, I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. Hope you are all fit and well and having a brilliant bank holiday weekend if you are in the UK. If you've been following the channel recently, then you know that it's been quite trail running shoe heavy when it comes to content on the channel of late. So we thought it was about time that we hit the tarmac and we gave all you lovely road runners something to get excited about. So in today's first impressions video, we are taking a look at a brand new road running shoe, but you can probably tell by the thumbnail that this isn't any ordinary running shoe. It's actually the direct replacement for Nike's very much loved Vaporfly Next %. So that's right folks, it is first impressions on the very much hyped new Nike Vaporfly Next % 2. For all of you that are new to running or new to running shoe technology, this is Nike's carbon plated lightweight racing shoe. And the original version of this shoe is probably responsible for why the running shoe market is flooded with carbon plated road running shoes. And that carbon plate technology is now crossing over to the trail running environment with the introduction of the North Face's Vective series. Believe it or not, this is going to be my first experience of a Nike Vaporfly, having never run in that original version of the shoe. I heard so many great things about that original shoe, and I know a lot of runners out there view it as their best and favourite marathon shoe of all time. So really excited to get these on my feet and take them for a spin. They look and feel awesome, but we've held off guys because we really wanted to bring you guys along for that first run, for them first impressions, so that we can experience it together. I have actually run in the Alphafly Next %, which is the slightly crazier carbon plated racing shoe brother of the Vaporfly. I don't know whether you've seen it, but it's very similar to this, but it's got exposed air pods under the forefoot. And it was actually the shoe that Kenyan runner Eliud Kipchoge became the first man to ever run under 2 hours for the marathon distance. So all very impressive stuff. But if I'm honest, I really didn't get on with that Alphafly shoe. I found it a little bit crazy, a little bit extreme. It was just too much for me, and it didn't feel like I was running in a running shoe because it was so different from anything that I've run in before. I actually ended up selling them shoes on because I really didn't think I was ever going to get on with it. So I'm hoping this slightly more sensible, slightly more running shoe version, being the Vaporfly, is going to give me a much happier and better running experience. So let's give you a few facts and figures on this lightweight carbon plated record breaking shoe from Nike. The shoe retails in the UK at £209. Yes, that's right, I said £209, and if I'm honest, I did shed a little tear as I hit that purchase button when I bought them. It runs off a 10mm offset, so quite high in the heel for a race day shoe. Weight wise, it comes in at a very light, considering all this soft, deep, plush cushioning under your foot, 212 grams in a men's UK 9, so a very light shoe. And the Vaporfly is available in 2 different colorways for men and for women. So the biggest changes in the new Vaporfly Next % 2 have been made when it comes to the upper construction. So the first thing to change is the actual fabric used in that upper. And this new fabric is actually very similar to the Atom Knit that you got on the Alphafly. It is a bit softer, it's not as coarse as that Atom Knit, but it looks very similar in construction. And that was actually one of the features that I really loved about the Alphafly. So really glad that it's carried over to the Vaporfly. The other thing are these laces, again, very similar to the Alphafly, and I don't know whether you can see that, but they've got little notches all the way down them. And you pull them laces through, and them little notches really lock into the eyelets on the shoe and give you a real nice lockdown around your midfoot and they don't come loose as you're running. Probably some of the best laces I've had in a running shoe, and that idea is so simple, but it works so well. Nike have also added a bit of structure to the upper of the new Vaporfly Next Percent 2 with this rubber overlay that goes all the way, wraps all the way around that toe box, just to give you a bit of reinforcement at the flex points of the shoe and to aid with a bit of durability when it comes to the upper. As you can imagine, this being a super speedy race day shoe, the tongue, the heel cup and the ankle collar are pretty thin in construction. But Nike have added a very little bit of padding in that tongue, and when I say a very little bit, I really mean that, because I can't really feel any padding in that tongue. It's still pretty stripped back. But we've also got this nice internal foam pod around that ankle collar in the back end of the shoe, just for a bit of added cushioning and added comfort over distance. As far as the midsole goes, it pretty much stays the same as the original version of the Vaporfly as far as I can tell. So this midsole is still constructed using Nike's greatest ever energy returning compound, ZoomX foam in the midsole. Worked into that midsole is still Nike's full length carbon plate for that responsive feel and enhanced running economy. Again, the shape of that midsole pretty much stays the same as the original Alphafly. So if we just take a look, you can see you've got that nice wide base under your forefoot, so nice and stable as you work your way through to toe off, and then super narrow at the midfoot and the heel, so you feel really locked into the midfoot of that shoe. You can tell just by looking at the shape of that midsole that this shoe really wants to be in that mid to forefoot running position. So working our way down to the outsole of the new shoe, and again very similar in construction compared to the original Vaporfly. So on the heel of the shoe we got these two little sort of zones of outsole rubber on the medial and lateral side of the heel. Then that midfoot is exposed, and then the bulk of the rubber is on the forefoot of the shoe. Nike have worked in these flexible grooves in that outsole rubber to give you a better level of traction in a variety of weather conditions. As far as sizing on the new Vaporfly Next Percent 2, I really wasn't sure what to go for, so I just stuck with my normal size, a UK 9.5. It does feel quite small in a UK 9.5. Maybe I should have gone for a 10 if I'm going to do any distance in the shoe. But to be fair, in my race day shoes, I always size up a bit small. I want that nice snug, real connected type of feel in my race day shoes. As far as width goes, Nike actually said that they've added a bit of width to this shoe to give you a more roomier toe box feel. Well, if this is roomy, I would hate to have felt what the original shoe was like, because this is a really narrow running shoe. I mean, if you've got any width to your foot, forget about running in this shoe, because this is one narrow running shoe. So that's a bit of info about this new Nike speed machine. Obviously this is our first impressions video, and we'll be bringing you our full in-depth, more detailed review once we got good mileage into this shoe. But that is definitely enough of me going on. I really want to get out there running and experience this Vaporfly technology for the first time. So the best thing we can do, let's go and get ready and let's get running. So we are outside in the gorgeous Cornwall sunshine again. I'm sure all you guys that follow the channel think that this is all we ever get in Cornwall, glorious blue sky days, but we do have a bit of rain and grey days now and again. I've just been very lucky when it comes to filming on the channel of late. So it's quite hard when you're testing and reviewing a road running shoe to find somewhere where it's quiet and you don't get disturbed and it's flat in Cornwall. So today we've come up to Run4Adventure's top secret testing ground. Well, actually, it's Perranporth Airfield. I thought it'd be a good place, nice and flat, to test out this speedy race shoe. But it's actually sounding quite loud out there today. There's some cars racing around. So hopefully we won't get run over by cars or aeroplanes, and two, hopefully we won't get thrown out. So the plan for today is to do about a 10k session, a nice warm up, nice cool down, and then a few reps in between. I really want to push this shoe on a bit in pace, but I haven't done any speed work or anything like that since the ankle injury, so I don't know how it's going to react. So I'm planning on 3 or 4 1-mile reps, hopefully. I don't know whether you can hear the racket from that car in the background, but that's what I'm worried about, getting run over by that. I have no idea what they're doing. But yeah, hopefully 3 or 4 1-mile reps so that we can test this shoe out at speed. This is a race day shoe. It's a carbon plated racer. It's built for speed, so we have to run it quickly. So I think the best thing we can do is get these bad boys on our feet, get them laced up, and then let's get running. So the Vaporfly Next Percent 2s are on. I feel nice and bouncy, that's for sure. And they actually feel really comfy straight out the box. Got 2 GoPros, we're ready to run. We're gonna go out there, a good 2-mile warm up, get that body nice and warm, loosen that ankle up before we push on and do any speed work. But let's get running. So that is the 2-mile warm-up done. It always takes me about half a mile to get the ankle loose since the ankle sprain. Feeling a lot better now, so that's a good thing. We're gonna have a slight change of plan. So we went out on the airfield and it's pretty blowy out there, so not ideal conditions for doing a speed session. So what I've done is I've run out half a mile back on the road. It's a lot more sheltered from the hedges, so we're gonna do the session there. Definitely not gonna need this jacket. It is warming up a treat out here. It's gonna be warm, I think. And what we're going to aim for in the session is somewhere around sort of my marathon pace, 6:30, 6:20. See how the ankle gets on with that. Obviously, if it's too much, we'll cut it back, we'll slow it down. The last thing I want to do is aggravate that ankle and then we can't bring you guys running content. I'm going to bring the little GoPro along so we can give you some updates along that mile rep. So it's time to do it. The shoe's feeling good, it's feeling nice and bouncy, and personally, it feels a lot more comfortable than I found the Alphafly Next Percent. So all good so far, early days, but let's start this first 1-mile rep and see how we get on. So that is the first mile rep done, and all I can say is wowzers, this is a good feeling shoe. I can see why a lot of people said they prefer the Vaporfly over the Alphafly. I think we did that mile in actually sub 6-minute miling, which I can't believe. I wasn't sure whether my fitness would be able to handle it. The ankle felt great as well, but the shoes felt really good. I just felt way more planted, way more stable than the Alphafly, but they felt just as quick. So we're gonna do half a mile recovery in between, really steady, and then we'll be hitting rep 2. So far, so good. Right, that's the recovery done. Let's get mile 2 done. Right, let's give it a go. Tailwind on the way out, so we're gonna try and push it a bit harder on the way out. Quite a strong headwind on the way back. Right, let's see how we get on. So we're at halfway. This is where we turn around, and this is a tight turning circle. I don't think I'd have been able to do that in the Alphafly. I just felt so unstable in them. Headwind on the way back, it's a lot tougher. So that's mile rep 2. We're just gonna complete turning in now. Oh, so much tougher on the way back. Oh, awesome. Another sub 6-minute mile, I think. Sorry, I can't speak. Woo. I think obviously there's going to be a lack of fitness involved in this test as well. Really happy so far. Happy with my body, happy with the ankle, happy with my fitness. I haven't lost a great deal. I'm very happy with this shoe. Right, a little sip of water, half a mile recovery, and then the last 1 mile. I'm just doing 3. I think that's all my fitness can handle today. Why is it that half a mile recovery goes super quick, but the half a mile coming back takes forever? It's go time. Let's go. Mile rep number 3. Let's give it all we got. We've got a nice tailwind heading out, so I've been trying to hit sort of 540, 545 on the way out, and then I lose a bit on the way back. But That's been keeping me just to sub 6 minute miles, I think. So last turn, and we've done it. Time to dig deep into that headwind. This is one quick shoe though. Come on, Lloyd. Let's dig deep. That's it, folks. We've done it. We're turning in 3 1-mile reps. And I think we managed to keep them all to under 6 minute mining, which I'm super happy about. Oh my god, so hard with that headwind on the way back. And my fitness was really starting to flag at the end there, just gritting my teeth and hanging on. But what a positive test for me and for this Nike Alphafly Next percent, but I really need to sit down. I just need to get my breath back, and then we're going to go out for a cool down, loosen the legs off, have a stretch, because that was the biggest effort I've done since I sprained my ankle. So we've got to get the body nice and cooled down. Whoa, that's better. That's the cool down done. Bit of stretching off, the legs feel a bit better now. First bit of effort I've done for a long time, but it felt great. It felt great to push on a bit harder, get the old lungs working hard, legs moving quicker, coming back from that ankle sprain. Everything's been pretty steady, so really, really positive. It was great running a bit quicker again. But when it comes to first impressions of the Vaporfly Next Percent 2, the first thing I've got to say is, why has it taken me so long to get to the Vaporfly party? This is a great shoe. I suppose it's better late than never, but I really can see why so many people are raving about this shoe. Now, I know it's totally overhyped, it's totally overpriced, and I don't want to get caught up in all that, and I don't want to get too excited because it was my first run, but this shoe really did feel great underfoot. Comparing this against my experience in the Alphafly, they're a million miles apart, you know. This Vaporfly just felt a lot more running shoe-like. It didn't feel like I was running and bouncing along on springs. And when it comes to that midsole, I just felt a lot more grounded and a lot more stable. I don't know whether this ZoomX blend in the Vaporfly is the same as what's in the Alphafly, but it definitely feels a bit different underfoot. And like I said, turning around that tight bend at the halfway point, I had no issues in the Vaporfly. If that had been in the Alphafly, I would have felt like I'd have had to take a much wider angle, else I'm going to fall off the side of the shoe. This new upper, this upper that's very similar to the Atom knit upper on the Alphafly, but a bit softer, very comfortable on the foot. You can feel that air rushing through that upper fabric, keeping your feet nice and cool like you could with the Atom fit. That nice bit of padding in the ankle, super plush, super locked into this shoe. Again, you've got them great laces in it. I think that really helps dial that midfoot in and keep you locked in through your session. You know, the laces didn't come loose. I had no slippage in that heel. I just felt super connected to this upper, almost, you know, sock-like, like I wasn't wearing a running shoe. So for a first impressions in this shoe, it was super positive. It really is an exciting time when it comes to running shoe development at the moment. And I know it's all a bit hyped up and a lot of the shoes are crazy, crazy money. But when you put a shoe like this on and you go out and do a session like I've just done for the first time, it excites you. This shoe excites me. I want to put it on. I want to go and run in it again. The way I felt running along, and I'm sure a lot of that's to do with it's my first quicker run back as well, so it was just good to move quicker. But this really did feel great to run in. Again, that spring off, toe off felt awesome. It really feels like it's giving you lots of rebound. The shoe felt super efficient in a running motion, so it'll be great to do some longer runs at effort in this shoe to see how it performs. I can't wait to put this up against against some of the other carbon plated shoes I've got. I think so far this is probably at the top of the pile for me, the way it ran on that first run. Obviously it'll be great to do some longer efforts in it to see how it performs over longer distance. At the end of the day, this is what this shoe is designed for. You know, lots of people raved about it when it came to their marathon running, and I could see myself running a marathon in this shoe very easily. But like I said, it'd be great to put it up against some of the other carbon plated shoes I've got. Speaking of carbon plated shoes, it's going to be very interesting to do a head-to-head with this beautiful bad boy. So we've got the Meta Speed Sky. We got it delivered the other day. I haven't run in it at all, but it will be so good to do a head-to-head between these shoes. Personally, when I put them on, first impressions were this felt just as comfortable as this. Obviously, it will tell when we get running in it, but it looks like a really interesting shoe with this new FF Turbo midsole compound. Again, a carbon plate in there as well. Super light. Upper is pretty much transparent, so it's going to be really interesting to run them. First impressions video coming on that very soon. But that's it for now, guys. Really hope you enjoyed that first run and first impressions of the Vaporfly Next Percent 2. Obviously that's just first impressions, so not super detailed. We'll be getting some more mileage in this shoe for sure. I can't wait to run in it again, and once we've got some good mileage in it, we'll be bringing you our full in-depth review. But hope you enjoyed this first impressions. If you did, guys, don't forget, give us a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content on the channel. It only takes a second to do and it is completely free, but don't forget to hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when we upload any new content to the channel. Also, guys, don't forget we got some awesome merch at Run4Adventure.uk. We've got the great Believe and Achieve range of hoodies and tees. We've also got the Run4Adventure hoodies and organic cotton tees, but there's also 3 really cool funky design multi-wraps on there. So go along, Run4Adventure.uk, check out all the merch. It's a great way of supporting the channel. Right, that's it from me, guys. Hope you have a great Sunday. I'm off to put my feet up, grab a coffee, have some lunch after that first speed session back since the injury. So good to be running back and running quicker. But thanks for watching, guys. We will see you back on the channel very soon. And as always, stay safe and keep on running.